I've heard people plan to say some pretty outrageous things in order to be excused from jury service. The real secret to getting out of jury duty is to just speak up and answer questions.
Yes, see, and he's right. And that's why I want you to not do that. If you want to get out of jury duty, just keep talking. Just keep talking. Please don't do that. But it's true, because if you talk a lot, they'll find some reason to get rid of you. They'll have a list of things that they will show to the judges. You go, oh, yeah, got to get rid of him. So the more you talk in general, the more you'll get booted. Shut up. Say as little as possible. In fact, when they ask you questions, I didn't even answer the question. I just said what I just told you. I said, look, you can ask me the questions. Why bother? Look, I'm a Marine. I know how to follow rules. The judge says A plus B equals C. That's what I actually said. Then A plus B equals C. It's pretty easy for me. That was it. And I was calm and cool like that. And they were like, oh, they thought he's harmless. Perhaps I'm not. I'm harmless. Perhaps I'm not. But absolutely, that piece is important. The more you say, the worse if you want to be on a jury.
The less you say, the less reason the attorneys will have to remove you. The more you participate, the more likely the attorneys will uncover some form of bias.
There we go. That's what I want you to know. 100%. That's true. So I walked down that road for several reasons. I walked down the road because I want you to be able to get in the jury if you can. Again, look, some of you, I know you're in tough spots. Jury duty is going to devastate your family or whatever you got going on. I get it. But if you're in a spot to where you can take a couple of weeks off and do jury duty, maybe your job will take care of you. It can do you work at night or something. Please do it. It does matter. The first thing is, that's how you get on a jury. But here's the issue. Once you get in the jury and once you see it and once you watch TV and see shows and all those things, here's what you have to realize. When you get there, most people on juries believe this. This guy's in a trial. They brought him here. Man, he must be guilty of something. Let me tell you the reality. If that guy is actually guilty, why didn't he plea? Why didn't he plea? That is the question. Why didn't he plea? Right? At 90% or so, plea. So why didn't he plea? If he's that obviously guilty, he would have pled. But he didn't plea. He went to court. The fact that you're on a jury, there's a trial, means this guy could be innocent. And we think the opposite. He's sitting in that room. He must be guilty. No, the fact, if you're on a jury and there's someone there in a trial, the odds are pretty high they're innocent. Otherwise, they would have pled. Just imagine that. Specifically, if the person, I'm thinking about this, if you're there and the person has a public defender, they have a public defender and they didn't plea? Why? You have a public defender and you didn't plea. You're probably innocent. That's why. People plead when they're innocent. Of course they plead when they're guilty. I mean, think about this. So when you're a juror, when you're there, you got to start thinking, wait a minute. If this guy didn't plea, something's up. Maybe they're innocent. Keep your ears open. And you know what else you should do? When you talk to the jurors, because you will, they always go, don't talk to jurors. Jurors always talk. I know, I was on a jury. Say that. Wonder why I didn't plea. So ask that question to your jurors. Wonder why I didn't plea. Huh. Maybe he's innocent. He didn't plea. Because if you're a jury of 12, 11 of them think he's guilty. 11 of them think he's guilty. So if you go, wonder why I didn't plea. If he's guilty, why didn't he plea? I think I would have pled, right? Just something like that. When you're at lunch or whatever, and they'll go, huh, you're right. That cast doubt. That's the number one issue. So keep that piece in mind. Not just that. Every single thing that the government says, if a person's at trial, you should assume is a lie. And repeat that. Every single thing that prosecutor says, you should assume is a lie or they're somehow hiding something. They should prove to you that what they're saying is true. Because you are a jury, and this is legal. A jury decides what is true and what is not true. A judge decides what evidence comes in, but the jury decides if that evidence is proof or not. A jury decides if it is true or not. You should assume everything the prosecutor says is an absolute lie. But Larry, do prosecutors lie? All the time. All the time they lie. Constantly. All the time. So assume everything they're saying started is a lie. Can they prove it to be true? If that prosecutor does not have evidence that what they said is true, you should think as a juror, it's a lie. Larry, are they asking a lie that much? All the time. Prosecutors are liars. They just are. Of course they are. So what does that mean? Joe brought this up. He said, and he's right, well, so many judges are prosecutors. Yeah. So what does that make judges? Yeah. When the judge tells you how to think about something, you should think, he's probably lying too, or she. There's a lot of female judges too. Prosecutors, a lot of female prosecutors. So he or she, I mean, all the convicts, all the people who are arrested, they're 90% males.